Now on CoastTV News.
The rush to get those eclipse glasses has begun. We'll tell you where you can grab a pair coming up.
Through the channel, the first vessel making its way through the Baltimore Bridge collapse site, we look at the next steps officials are working on for the recovery process.
Right now, we are tracking a wave of rain that's pushing through our area, but the big story is what's headed in our direction that's already prompted tornado watches, and that possible tornadic activity is going to begin to sweep in our direction as early as tomorrow lunchtime.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Good evening. I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 5. We begin tonight with wet, rainy weather along the coast as we inch closer and closer to that solar eclipse. Let's take a live look outside right now into West Ocean City, and we are going to check in right now with our first alert meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what's on the docket?
We've got a lot of things that are happening right now. We have rain that we're tracking at this present time and the potential of possible severe weather, possibly even tornadoes for tomorrow. Right now, our Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City showing that we're going to see some rain lingering on until about 7 o'clock for this evening. But here's the latest look at the radar as it begins to push through. We're seeing the last lingering scattered showers for right now. Now, this is not our immediate threat, although we have a coastal flood advisory for Sussex County right now till 8 o'clock Wednesday, and we have a small craft advisory. Here's the big story. You see, as we pull out, we see this wave that's pushing through, but it's just to our west throughout the Ohio Valley region. This is our big concern at this present time and why we have a first alert day expected for tomorrow, a red day, so to speak. Look at the damage that this already has a history of causing. All these are building and structural damages, and these dots that you see here, they are indicating flooding problems. Now, as far as the threat is concerned, we're looking for at least level 2 threat for us, meaning the possibility of 1 or 2 tornadoes for tomorrow. But tonight we'll still have some scattered showers. Watch this. I wanted to fast forward to one of our models where we had our spider sense become even more tingled, so to speak. By 12:30, we're looking at rain, but look at this. Seaford by 4 o'clock. Then we go by 5 o'clock. Look at this embedded cell that we're looking at. That could possibly be a tornado for tomorrow, possibly at 6 p.m. The models have now delayed the action of when this wave pulls through, so there's a better potential of this becoming a very ugly storm as it begins to move throughout our area. So here's what to expect. So more soaking rain for tonight, severe threat in the afternoon, evening for tomorrow. But then the solar eclipse, that's going to be happening for us because it's only 6 days away, because we are within that realm of at least 80 percentile to 90 view of this solar eclipse. Mallory?
Oh, that's right. That partial solar eclipse will grace our skies in just 6 days. But before the eclipse, be sure to grab a pair of eclipse glasses for safe viewing. The Milton Public Library has those glasses, pinhole viewers, and even bookmarks with solar eclipse information available for people to grab when they go into the library. The library says this is a perfect way for them to help people connect with the sciences.
This is a golden opportunity for people to engage firsthand with the sciences, physical sciences, and the library is just really excited to be a part of this.
We will have more about the excitement leading up to the eclipse coming up tonight on Coast TV News at 6.
For now, though, it brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your preferred eclipse viewing method? Let's take a look at the results.
So far, it looks like the majority, 62%, say they don't plan to look at the eclipse. 22% say they're going to use those glasses, though. 11% are going to make their own cereal box glasses, and 5% are going to watch it over a live stream.
I got to be honest, I kind of like making your own
I do
little
too.
cereal box situation. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
New today, an Atlantic concrete truck overturned at the intersection of routes 113 and 16 in Ellendale this afternoon. According to the Ellendale Fire Company, the driver had minor injuries. The roadway was closed for about 90 minutes, but is now clear. The cause of the crash is still unclear.
Take a look at this, a temporary channel now open at the site of the Baltimore Bridge collapse. A tugboat pushing a barge with jet fuel for the Defense Department. It was the first vessel to cross the alternate channel, which is on the northeast side. Officials are also moving forward on creating a southwest channel for deeper draft vessels.
Now here's an underwater look at the wreckage of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. The 3D images, these are from the Navy Sea System Command Supervisor of Salvage and Diving. Divers have to work in virtual darkness since mud from the bottom clouds visibility. That means turning on lights would be like using high beams in a blizzard. Instead, divers get guidance from people who use this technology to give them directions.
Also new today, a federal rule has established minimum safety requirements for the size of train crews. The new rule requires a second crew member on all trains. The rule comes as the rail industry has been pushing for one-person crews as a cost-cutting measure. At an event announcing the new regulations, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg said rules like these are a big step towards avoiding major accidents like the one last year in East Palestine, Ohio. But he also said that more needs to be done to keep rail travel safe.
A second crew member is vital to performing safety functions like securing a train with handbrakes, handling track switches that are not remotely controlled, obtaining track authorities, assisting in emergencies, and much more.
The rule does allow for some exceptions on smaller railroads, but operators must first notify regulators and comply with new federal safety standards. Good news for pet owners. New today, parents can now bring their full-size carry-on in addition to a pet carrier on American Airlines flights. USA Today reports passengers bringing a small pet on board can choose whether they want their second bag to be a small personal item that goes under the seat or a larger bag that fits in the overhead bin. Before, they were only allowed to bring the small personal item and the pet carrier. The airline's $150 pet fee, that is still the same, and animals do need to remain in their carriers.
Google is set to delete billions of user browsing records to settle a $5 billion privacy lawsuit. The tech giant will also switch off third-party trackers by default and notify users when their data is being collected. In the past, Google used third-party cookies to collect user data, even when users were on non-Google sites. The 2020 lawsuit centered on Google's incognito mode. Plaintiffs accused Google of collecting millions of users' data without their knowledge while they were using incognito mode. Google says the data it collected was technical in nature, was never associated with any individual, and was never used for any form of personalization.
The World Central Kitchen charity has paused critical humanitarian operations in Gaza after an Israeli strike killed 7 of its workers. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledged that Israel forces had carried out the unintended strike. The White House is calling the strike heartbreaking and troubling. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the Biden administration is encouraging Israel to investigate what happened.
In the Gaza Strip today, tragedy, global outrage, and growing demands for answers after an Israeli airstrike killed 7 aid workers from the U.S.-based charity World Central Kitchen as they were leaving a food warehouse in clearly marked vehicles. Secretary of State Antony Blinken honoring the victims, who include a dual U.S.-Canadian citizen.
They show the best of what humanity has to offer when the going really gets tough. They have to be protected.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledging his country's forces had unintentionally hit innocent people. He's promising a full review. Among the dead, British, Polish, and Palestinian citizens, and an experienced Australian aid worker who spoke on MSNBC last year about World Central Kitchen's mission.
We're laser focused on overcoming every obstacle.
World Central Kitchen founder Chef Jose Andres called the victims angels, adding, quote, the Israeli government needs to stop this indiscriminate killing, stop using food as a weapon. His organization, the first to bring desperately needed food into Gaza by sea, now forced to pause its operations. A spiraling crisis putting pressure on the Biden administration.
And the United States cannot continue to be complicit in the horror that is taking place there.
As the White House plays defense over its support for Israel.
That doesn't mean that it's a free pass that we look the other way when something like this happens.
Promising to hold the Israeli government accountable for protecting aid workers and allowing supplies in to civilians on the verge of famine. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The White House is also calling for the results of Israel's investigation into that airstrike to be released publicly.
Coming up, traffic patterns at the Bay Bridge to be aware of during the rainy weather.
And we have Wednesday weather warnings to tell you about, with a range from possible flooding to even the severe thunderstorm threat. And now we're going to add possibly tornadoes in the afternoon to that list.
But first, what to do with all those old, out-of-date electronics? How you can safely dispose of electronic waste? That's up next.
Don't miss the Tempur-Pedic closeout event at Johnny Gymnastics Mattress World. Shop now and save up to 50% on floor sample closeouts from Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get a free gift for a limited time only at Johnny Gymnastics Mattress World.
Pollen. It can ruin your screen porch and your furniture. You can clean it, but you'll be cleaning it a lot. With the porch protection system, you can use your screen porch year-round, pollen-free. The PPS system is marine grade and custom-made just for your porch. We provide quick turnaround, quick installation, and 20 fabric colors to choose from. So call us today for a free estimate, so you can start enjoying your screen porch year-round, no matter the weather.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
My daughter was beginning to struggle with substance use disorder. Felt like somebody cut my heart out. Her dream was to open a house to help other women recover. When we do our groundbreaking, I hear like at 6:30 in the morning. Nobody's here except one guy in a suit walking through the field. He says, "Kevin, David Trone, nice to meet you." For every person who is suffering from substance use disorder, there is no bigger champion.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Don't miss the Beauty Rest Black closeout event at Johnny Gymnastics Mattress World. Shop now and save up to 50% on Beauty Rest Black floor sample closeouts. Plus, get a free gift for a limited time only at Johnny Gymnastics Mattress World.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
From defunct cell phones to busted TVs, washed up washing machines, a recent UN analysis found that the amount of electronic waste generated globally is growing at a rate 5 times faster than it can be recycled.
Michael Yoshida digs into the issue and offers some helpful tips on how you can safely dispose of those old phones, tablets, and other gadgets.
From e-cigarettes to broken appliances and old cell phones, global electronic waste, or e-waste, has reached record highs, some 68.3 million tons in 2022 alone, according to a recent United Nations report.
That's equivalent to the weight of over 100,000 of the world's largest passenger aircrafts. If you put them together, that's enough to form an unbroken queue from New York to Athens, 5,000 miles.
As the world becomes more reliant on electronics, the recycling of gadgets and appliances is not keeping pace, something experts are hoping will change with more awareness.
Better managing e-waste means better health. Health for the planet, but also health for ourselves, because a lot of the components in e-waste can be very toxic to humans.
Along with environmental and health reasons to recycle, there's a big money incentive too. E-waste often contains rare earth metals.
If we had been able to reuse and collect all what is in e-waste, we could have generated over $91 billion in value just in 2022.
So how can you safely recycle your e-waste or give it a second life? Experts say if the gadget is old but still working, see if a friend or a family member wants it. Another option, see if you can trade it in for a new device or credit. And if you do choose to get rid of your item, make sure it goes to a certified recycler.
We're concerned about bad weather tomorrow turning dangerous, and it has a lot to do with what's happening in the Ohio Valley region. Please stick around so I can get this information to you because things are changing as we speak.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, and swim spas in the region with over 30 spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
I didn't get the job.
Who knew that when we let a gringo in the family that he'd be the poor one? There'll always be a half Mexican, half Cuban Dominican who, if the lighting is right, can pass for Armenian.
Lopez versus Lopez returns tonight on NBC and Peacock.
You are the weakest link. Who showed up to the Battle of the Brains unarmed? You know how they say you'll look back at this and laugh? I don't think you will.
Weakest Link returns tonight on NBC and Peacock.
When homeowners think of a kitchen remodel, they picture their house in chaos for months, eating out every night, and of course, a big invoice.
With Paul Davis, we have an easy kitchen remodel solution for a fraction of the cost. Our certified installers add 5 layers of hardwood over your cabinets with new doors and drawers to match.
And it's done in as little as 3 days.
Save Big 3 Ways is now extended. Get last year's pricing, pay nothing until 2025, and get $1,000 off now ending April 30th.
Call Paul Davis for a free estimate.
Wait till you see what companies are doing to lure people back to the office. Forget about working from home. Look at this. Yoga, a game room. Wow. A speakeasy, next in Sun Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
On the next wheel, if you really want a trip to a great American city, butter up the host.
The Styles is doing a great job. Willie likes me.
Tuesday at 7 on Coast TV.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and show admission is free. That's this weekend at the Waikamaco Civic Center in Salisbury. Visit hottubmd.com.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants. Conversation Piece Jewelers, where every piece sparks a conversation. From engagements to milestone pieces that make a statement. Try us again for the first time.
Detox, Sculpt, and Renew at Naturally Well with lymphatic drainage treatments, infrared sauna pod, red light therapy, and spray tanning.
Sticky Rice Serving Small Plate Authentic Thai Tapas. Open for dine and carry out. Located in Lewis Plaza Shopping Center.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
We're still trying to make sure that you have access to what's happening with the solar eclipse, so be sure you scan the QR code in the corner for that specialty that we're providing just for this week. But let's go ahead and get to the problem we have at hand, which is a yellow alert day for today and a first alert or red alert day for tomorrow. Our tunnel razor camera in Lewis, overcast with still some light scattered showers, and we're looking for the rain to come to an end, but it's going to stay a little drizzly and wet on some of the roads. The big story is really what's happening, what we expect for tomorrow. We're going to be in that zone where we're looking at level 2. Isolated intense storms and possibly of 1 to possible 2 tornadoes with strong winds. We're right now under a coastal flood advisory until 8 o'clock Wednesday, the last of the rain at this moment passing out of the way along the coast. And we do have concerns about gusty winds along the coast with small craft advisories. But it's what's happening to our west that's the really big story. You see, we can already see that flooding is a concern throughout the Northeast in general, but it's the Ohio Valley region is where the genesis of the story begins. We have a tornado watch that's in effect with this frontal boundary that's really a significant storm maker. So we have the threat of tornadoes, at least low, but there's a threat there, moderate threat of heavy rain as well as wind damage and large hail, a bona fide spring storm. Now, moment of transparency. Not all of our models are going to look like what I'm about to show you, but listen, I would rather show you the worst case scenario and be flat out wrong than show you the best case scenario and the worst happens. So remember, this is the worst model that I picked so we can look at this together. If you're cooking dinner and all that, I need you to stop for a second, okay? And just give me 60 seconds, okay? So tomorrow morning, heavy showers between Long Neck and Ocean Pines. That's not my big concern, nor is 11 o'clock, although we're expecting heavy showers then and by noon. Here's my big concern. By 4 o'clock, you see this area of purple? For lack of a better phrase, that's the most intense cell that I'm watching out, and those purples typically will inspire supercell thunderstorms or possibly tornadoes. And because it's happening at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at the heat of the day, these storms are going to be quite volatile, and that fast movement is a big hint too. 5 o'clock, we have a line. We have one of these cells in Del Mar, one north of Georgetown, headed towards Lewis. By 6 o'clock, we're looking at it developing along Highway 113. And then by 7 o'clock, we'll see it break up into possibly 3 different isolated strong storm cells. Worst case scenario, I'd rather it not happen, but I need you prepared just in case it does. Today's rain prompted, closing in on possibly to an inch for us in Slaughter Beach, and then just above a quarter of an inch for us down towards Harbison. And in some of our other sites, we've had, a tenth of an inch and approaching a quarter of an inch of rain, and a little bit above that for Ocean City. We're currently at about 50 degrees. Another big hint, take a look at the dew point temperatures, the measurement of moisture content in the atmosphere, very close to the air temperature, so we have a very juicy or soaked atmosphere. The amount of rain, we're looking at only about a half an inch or less. Now, don't let this part fool you. This is deceptive because we're not expecting much rain. That's because the storm's going to move so fast, which tends to be more severe. The winds are coming out of the south. That's adding another ingredient to this, and then picks up momentum by Wednesday afternoon before that 4 o'clock first cell that I just showed you. That's because all of this is weaving together in a tapestry of a thunderstorm that's going to be quite ugly and likely to be severe. So please follow us on all of our different types of formats and platforms. By the way, the solar eclipse is indeed in 6 days, and we're at that 89 to nearly 90 percentile range. So we're going to have a really good look at that. And be sure you scan the QR code in the corner. And just so you could know, by Monday, midnight, we're looking at clear skies, and by 1 o'clock, clear skies. So we're going to have a nice clear look at that because the clouds will stay away. We're going to have one of the best looks at that solar eclipse that you could ever have. Tonight, 47, isolated showers continue overnight. Tomorrow, fast-moving thunderstorms, and we could see severe storms, maybe a tornado. I just hope we don't. Thursday, clearing out and feeling a whole lot cooler. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. First alert day for the afternoon, evening, particularly between 3 and 7 o'clock. 3 and 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Paul. And as you just saw with Paul's forecast, we're going to see wet weather all across Delmarva today and tomorrow. Because of that, Maryland Transportation Authority is reminding drivers that two-way operations on the Bay Bridge will be prevented. That is when one lane of eastbound traffic is directed to the westbound span. Authorities are warning drivers of potential eastbound delays during the afternoon rush hour. Traffic officials are reminding drivers that headlights, those are essential with this wet weather, and that it is essential to also reduce your normal travel speeds and give yourself a little extra braking distance. Still ahead, road work happening on Delmarva, traffic patterns to plan ahead for. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County. Whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
The Harry K Foundation presents the second annual Chocolate Crawl on Saturday, April 13th in downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy delectably fabulous chocolate creations and then vote for your favorite to win top prize. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org/events.
Be charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
R&L Liquors, your beach destination. Bourbon, spirits, fine wines, and expanded craft beer selection. Award-winning On the Rocks bottled, ready-to-drink cocktails are here.
Josephine Keir Rug and Home for over 36 years. Find unique carpets, fine art, home accessories, furniture, and a great source for design. Sticky bun, 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 and sometimes a chicken salad sandwich. Lewis Bake Shop. Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
From the ground, your roof may appear to be in good condition, but what's really going on up there? At Precision Exteriors, we use cutting-edge drone technology to conduct a free 21-point roof inspection, detailing what's good or not so good about your roof. Got storm damage? We are experts working with insurance companies to quickly repair any damage.
I highly recommend Precision Exteriors. They've done 3 roofs for us and done an excellent job.
Measure twice, cut once, and always do it with precision. Precision Exteriors.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us.
Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Here's some traffic news across Delmarva. First, there's going to be a new traffic pattern in Cambridge tomorrow. There's going to be a new all-way stop sign at the intersection of Maces Lane and Rigby Avenue along Route 343. MDOT says the new traffic pattern is going to enhance safety and traffic operations at the intersection.
Heading to Salisbury now, Isabella Street is due for road striping later this week. According to the city, the road will have traffic disruptions from Route 13 to North Division Street. Crews will work from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on April 4th.
Delmar dogs could soon have a park to run and play in. The dog park would be located at the Wicomico County Welcome Center and Leonard's Mill Park on Ocean Highway. A public meeting will be held April 3rd at 6 p.m. That's going to be at the Wicomico Civic Center. The survey results will be shared regarding the design and the construction of the park. Public feedback is encouraged at the meeting.
Coming up, Coastal Concerts, the world-class classical music you can hear in a recital in Lewis this weekend. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
This week at Johnny Janosic, the savings are off the charts. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, an additional 10% off that, plus 0% APR for 12 months with no money down, for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
No strangers here, just friends you've not met yet. With an outside patio and inside charm, Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Milton is a local's favorite on the banks of the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Lewis, gorgeous views, free parking, and the best happy hour at the beach, with room for everyone. And for a truly special event, go no further than the Lewis Room at Irish Eyes. The panoramic views, in-house chef, and professional team will make it easy to plan your next event. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Our law firm has been helping folks in Delaware for over a decade. Our team is experienced in handling personal injury and wrongful death cases, and our track record speaks for itself. Recently, right here in Delaware, we settled an assisted living case for $1.8 million. You may think that your case is small, but at our law firm, we treat every case like it's a big case. Choose the right team. Baird, Mendalis, Brockstead, and Federico. WriteLawyersRightNow.com.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Let Johnny Janosic help make your outdoor space more relaxing and enjoyable. Shop now and take 10% off all outdoor clearance items. And remember to take advantage of our great financing options for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
Classic and rarely heard chamber music is coming to Lewis this weekend. Coastal Concerts will present the Wild Card Concert Saturday at 2 p.m. at Bethel United Methodist Church. It features a duo made up of pianist Michael Stephen Brown and cellist Nicholas Kanalakis. You'll get the chance to hear the world premiere of one of Brown's songs.
We're going to keep you updated on the severe weather headed our way. So the forecast is just a call away. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Our Tyndall furniture camera showing just how much a lot of the fog has continued to cause visibility problems for us right now. But the temperatures will stay in the 50s. I'm not expecting more in the way of rain because the rain is now clearing out of the way. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We have a first alert day for tomorrow. Remember, about 4 o'clock, and we're expecting the worst of the storms to pay us a visit.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
And for more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.